to truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute, salute. Yes, I know it's late. It's late on the East Coast, and I'm definitely not going to be long, but I definitely had to address this. Um, as you come in, know that you are welcome. As you come in, know that you're encouraged to be intelligent. As you come in, know that you are loved and you are part of this tribe that's growing strong, and is taking our rightful place. I had to address this before I take it down for the night. Um, well, first I have to mention that yeah, as much as I make an attempt to remain um, on task and remain uh, as one who seeks solution, who remains in a space of intelligence and always moving towards the liberation of our people, because once our people are liberated, all people are liberated. Um, it is very disheartening when I get notifications, or soon as I'm about to go live and I jump on YouTube, I see others and I see as much as 8, 9, 10,000 people in their live chats. And I'll watch and say to myself, like, wow, we just spoke about this very same topic, this very same subject matter earlier today. And an individual who isn't articulate at all, who probably still reads at a sixth or seventh grade reading level and has no true commitment to the people, can have 10,000 people on a live. Very, 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 very troubling and disheartening. Very troubling and disheartening. So I just had to put that out there. And you can only imagine what come across the super chat screen if you have 10,000 people in your live and the super chats are going through hundreds, 50s, and you looking and saying, now I see what Malcolm went through. I see what Dr. Khalid Muhammad went through. I see what Stokely went through and Dr. Clark. And as I always say, I'm not foreign to that knowledge, that acknowledgement that our numbers are small, that only 5% have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but only 1% of that 5% manifests that to the degree of which they're dealing with equity when it comes to that message, right? and that push and that commitment. But nah, that's nasty. Disgusting. Nasty. Anyway, let's get to it. Hip hop 50. Grammys 2023 performance. The Consolation Prize. The giveaway. Here, y'all take this. We thought you guys was a fad. We thought you wouldn't last. Coming on a half a century. Here, bless the stage and show us what you about. Show us your sustaining ability. Show us why you guys are still here. Here's your consolation gift. Now, before I speak on the performance, I do want you all to recognize that over a half of those performers boycotted the Grammys from 1989 almost till present. Boycotted. Said they wanted nothing to do with it because it disrespected our culture, didn't recognize our culture and what we were sharing with the music industry. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Salt and Pepper, Chuck and Flav. Oh yeah. What changed? What changed for them? What changed for hip hop and the culture? What has changed in 50 years that now those of you who have boycotted that very stage were so joyous and happy and giddy to be on national television? What changed? Nah, Rashad, because we don't have no money. Matter of fact, they're getting even less money now than they did back then, thanks to new technologies and the formats, streaming and all that. So it ain't the money. There's something that changed in the heart, in the soul, and up here that allowed these people to somehow feel respected. Somehow they feel more respected now than they did in 89, right? Even though Rodney King got his ass beat, when was that, 90, 91? And Tyree Nichols just got murdered. Our kids had at least some direction back then. At least Nation of Islam was still very strong. The Nation of Gods and Earths was running rampant throughout hip-hop culture. Now, we have so-called gangsters in pink boots and furry sweaters and skirts and purses. So the youth has taken a back step, several back steps. So what has changed for the culture of hip hop that these very men, women, parents, grandparents, a few of them, that we supposed to be celebrating this? Yeah, for the nostalgia, it was nice to see that a few of them are still around and got all their teeths and able to still perform at that capacity. But let us not ever forget the political spaces that we are still in to this very day. Again, music, our culture, our way of life, our expression of it is a feel-good space. But after the feel-good, where do we sit as a people? How does that expression of the culture encourage us to grow? It damn sure wasn't in the lyrics or in the acts that they presented. No. Oh no. They were very, very specific in who was performing. And as they went through the errors, as they went through it, right? What is important is not who was on the stage, but who was omitted, who wasn't there. And when you look at it from that aspect, when you've been around as long as I have, when you have been in a space where you appreciated the vibration from the very rip and watched all of their careers from the very first time you heard them on a cassette or on a piece of vinyl or on the radio, who should be more nostalgic than I? You know, the kid that used to stay up all night and record on cassettes. The kid that when the tape popped, used to get the scotch tape and the little screwdrivers and your little scissors and shit and tape the tape back together because you just had to hear them songs over and over and over again. And anytime you got to see them perform on TV, you was watching, you was thirsty and ready to run out to school the next morning or in the park and say, yo, did y'all see it? Oh, you didn't see it, I saw it. Oh, you seen RunDMc last night? Oh, did you see him? Yo, was you watching Hot Tracks? You seen the video? Who else but I should have that nostalgic feeling? But I've been around long enough to know that those little spaces, that minimal feeling of good after that, right? Just like a custody. After that first sniff and you're high and you come down, when you come down and your people are still oppressed, you're still fighting the virus, you're still fighting unemployment, racism, police lynching, policies in Congress that keep you enslaved, poor food, our black women at the mercy of these monsters. That nostalgic shit burn out real quick. And you start to make sense of the bullshit. So you can't go to bed without giving commentary on it. No matter if you get a green screen or not. No matter if you got 70 people or 7. Because as I told you before, this is permanent. You can never erase my jewels that I share, ever. So if they don't get it here, they may get it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, maybe 100 years from now. And maybe just one person may say, that was a prophet. And from that, because 100, 150 years from now, there's really no proof that I'm here. Just like there was really no proof of the prophets of the Quran and prophets of the Bible. Maybe Tupac was Christ. But I ain't going to go all the way over there with it. I just want you to know that I see shit. and watch. And when you question me and question me and question me, go back to those individuals who have 10,000 in their life and question them on what's going on. Make them go deeper with their intellect and see if it feeds you. So, when you came up like I came up, your very first exposure to the culture was the street jams and the mixtapes coming from Harlem World and Harlem and all that. So immediately, you got Cold Crush Brothers, you got the Force MCs, right? Of course, you got Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five, right? Again, if you hear anything, Fearless Four, but when you're in my hood, your homeboys are doing it. Again, I always tell you, Fat Boy Stat and all that. So now when I'm looking at the stage and the first, excuse me, person is Black Thought, I'm thinking, the hell is he doing there? Because I already know how I feel about that. Like I said, he's a walking hip-hop encyclopedia, but dry and corny as hell. Keep it a buck. I overlooked it. Yeah, thank you. I thought the intro was dry too, very dry. It's the first group, and yeah, it should be. No doubt, because I can see what they were doing. They were giving props to people who were the catalyst for the commercialization of hip hop and turning the corner for rap early on. So yes, commercially, right? Force MCs, not the Force MDs. Force MCs when you old enough like me. Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel. And while they doing their thing, the only thing I could think about is Kid Creole. Damn, man. Son would have appreciated being there. Not a shout out to him, but go ahead, do your thing. Then RunDMc. Now, in between Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Melly Mel, and RunDMc, there's a lot of people there. Oh, it's a lot of people up in the mix. Okay? But I'm going to say for that, I'll give them that. Then next was LL. Force MCs are the same people. But when they started to sing only on wax, they became the Force MDs. They were MCs who harmonized and had routines and battled. Okay? They were a hip-hop group before they were an R&B group. It's the same people. So I could clarify it for you. All right? And again, Grandmaster Flash, RunDMc, and LL. Okay. But I'm telling you, you're missing the Fat Boys. You're missing Houdini. You're missing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Missing a lot of people. That's a big leap. There were a lot of people, instrumental, a lot of groups. Divine Sounds, a lot of groups that were in that piece. Treacherous 3. A lot of people in between that. But okay, I Give y'all that. Here's where shit gets sticky. You bring out the God, Rakim. Now, Rakim era was a very, very busy era. That is what I coined the Renaissance era of hip hop, because the game changed. It was the first time that the game changed. Lyricism, how it was presented, not as many large groups. You go from 2 DJs and 5 MCs to damn near a duo or a soloist and his DJ and some dances. So the renaissance of hip hop is very, very tricky. So you put Rakim there. But hold up. You don't have Kane there? KRS there? You bring Positive News out a little later. It's okay. That's weird. But again, 86 was so instrumental in the growth of the culture with Club Union Square and Club Latin Quarters. All right? And in that, listen, you had some things going on in the industry and in the street that exploded the Renaissance. If you're going to do that, and you're going to put Rod there, and then that's it, he's going to represent the era, Kid and Play is from that era, Dana Dane is from that era, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick is from that era. Now, if you can excuse that, Mook can't do G-Rap. We're not going to do G-Rap and Steady B and Schoolie D. We got to skip that, because now people are saying that we're sticklers for underground hip-hop, and that wasn't the mission of the night. The mission was to recognize the growth of it, the commercial success. So how Slick Rick and Kid and Play not in there? I know why Heaven's not in there. Rest in peace. But they're key people. And when you do that, when you skip over that era and only have Rob represent that era wouldn't have went nowhere without the battles. So while MC Shan, who was out at the same time as L, was very instrumental, they don't have no Juice Crew there. Not Shantae. So instead of Shantae, you give Salt and Pep? Really? Really? So you have no Juice Crew. And we supposed to sit good with that. We supposed to sit good with that. With the battle between LL and Kumo D. Y'all just wiped that out. Shan and KRS, y'all just wiped that out. Right? That's just gone. And then instead of putting more growth to it, so we can forget about Ultra Mag. We can forget about the Skinny Boys. We can forget about all this other flourishing hip hop. 3 Times Dope, Third Base, all this shit that helped it explode. Right? We just skipped that whole era. And you throw Paz in there because you know that it would be very weird without putting somebody in there from the native tongues to that degree, right? At that point. So you do that. But I say, hold up. If you're throwing Paz up in there late, how do you not put Q-Tip or Tribe in there? Now you see where we at. We went from the Renaissance era almost to 92. They throw Latifah in there. So now, I'm saying, hold up. So you bypass Shantae. Forget about everybody else who I know. Real Roxanne and all of them. But you throw Latifah in there and skip MC Light? No Light. Really? No MC Light? So Latifah is the representative. Right? You put Salt and Pep in there and Latifah, so no Light. Wow. Shit get real funny style. It gets real funny style. So we see Paz, yay. Now, right? They go back to Black Thought and L going back to back. Again, missing out on the opportunity to bring others out. Because when you throw Latifah right there at that space, and you don't put Tretch and Naughty in there, now I'm thinking somebody bumped their goddamn head. Because if they didn't push hip-hop to the next level, I don't know who did. But wait a minute. Now, because I'm a Brooklyn kid, I'm a New York dude, I don't want y'all to think that I haven't recognized no NWA, no Young MC, no Tone Loc, no King T, shit, no MC Hammer, no Snoop. What are they doing? You hear me, right? I gotta keep it a buck, 7-3 Hammer. Listen, there were certain acts, certain individuals who, regardless of how commercial they were, push hip-hop and rap to another level. No West Coast people until Ice-T. So that's what we're supposed to believe? All right. Now we got, guess we supposed to be in 9-3. So again, nothing came from the West. And if we in 9-3, we definitely supposed to be in the era of Snoop, in the era of the East Coast coming back, Onyx. So I know they wasn't going to throw Onyx out there, but Snoop is an icon. You cannot have a hip hop 50 on the Grammy stage without having Snoop. So some bullshit in that. Don't focus on who was there. Think about who wasn't. And then you will find the message in the spooky. So you got no Snoop. You got no Nas. You got no Big. But you try to throw at that time and make Buster the representative for that. Huh? But I ain't forget, they had PE in there. Right? So when they had PE in there, obvious to a duck, Cube should have been there too. But then that would awaken people's consciousness a little bit too much. Oh, hell no, Griff wasn't there. Griff? Griff? Griff. Somebody would have got their head took off if they would have had Griff on that damn stage. The bankers would have had a fit. Griff can't even get in a small concert. Salute to Professor Griff. But ain't nowhere them bankers gonna be. They're gonna let him go anywhere near anything that has to do with hip hop. He is forever banished. And he even sneak around. Somebody to tell. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You think your man Chuck is 1,000, you're absolutely mistaken. He'll be the first one to tell. Yeah. All right? So now it gets extra weird. Meth come out. Again. Looking like he ready for the Emmys. Shit. I thought Shaolin was greasy, gritty, grimy. He was sparkling, shining like a new penny. Well deserved though, salute. Then we get Missy. Too short. Too short? All right. Bring out Big Boy, which was a big diss. That was a slight to the whole ATL. Don't care what is going on. If Dre not coming, don't even show up, Big Boy. For what? Half of the Grammy crowd didn't know who you was. Y'all a duo. When they see Dre, they know Outkast. Especially if you got on a hat and glasses. They don't know who Big Boy is. We know. They don't know. What we doing here? Right? Now this shit gets extremely weird. Nelly, well deserved. Grammy winner, well deserved. How the hell the Locks get there? How the hell the Locks get there? Zero impact on the culture. Love 'em to death. Mixtapes, CDs, Jada, all that. Oh, and by the way, Jadakiss, we seen what your pop said. You wasn't in the street. Boy, you went to private schools and college. So stop stunting. But how we miss all these legendary groups, all these legendary figures, and the Locks got there? The Locks. Come on. Come on. So now, oh yeah, Philly. Oh yeah, they do wonders for you when you go to the party. So now we get Little Baby. Yeah, I guess. I guess. I guess. I don't know. Is he representative of the new era? Is he going to be that next? I don't think he got that much staying power. I really don't. I really don't. But then, out of all people, Glorilla. Glorilla? Listen, I'll give you that. I told y'all. Yo, I was championing the movement, all that, even with all this despicable ratchetness and everything that comes with her. She's a glow up. I guarantee you. Before and after, I haven't seen nobody glow up better than that. She's a new penny for real. Dynamite. From before and after. Give her the props. But, huh? On that stage? Come on. Now, if it was to acknowledge and usher in the new era, yo, wouldn't it make more sense to get Coi Leray that space when she used sample from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 and the remix got the sample to Busta's joint. So that would have made sense, a little bit more cleaner in the delivery and the message of the record, and would have made more sense. Glorilla? So after 50 years, we're going to go, right, from Salt and Pepper to Glorilla. Now, I already told you, a lot of people is missing. We ain't talk about Lauryn Hill and the Fugees. You ain't hear me say that yet. Right? No DMX references, none of that. No Pac references, none of that. What have we done? So, y'all take that consolation. Y'all take that consolation and see if that has any substance now that it's gone. Now that they done went to the party. And ask yourselves, where are we as a culture? Not one conscious or woke verse in the whole entire presentation. In a time where it's most needed. But order to maintain getting a few nickels and dimes, you better not say shit uplifting to your people on this stage. All right? So once again, as a nation, as a culture, as a voice, we dropped the ball. And all of those people who had boycotted the Grammys for so long in hip-hop were so happy to get their ass up on there and shake their old ass tail feathers and show their old ass musty ass underarms and chests and all this other wild shit just to say that they was there in the moment. I mean, what are we doing? I ask y'all. All 151 of y'all. What are we doing? Where are we going? What do our babies have? So of course, I clap for them. You get the nostalgic moments here and there, and then your brain reacts. Front if you want, kid, lay on your back. Brain reacts. Hold up. We ain't get shit for that. Salute Natalie Yarborough for the green screen. Much appreciated. And if you've been with me, or if you're new and you don't know, our slang for the Cash App is the green screen. You know. Because we not trying to get YouTube rich. Because I've just heard one of these gamers who got about 3 million subscribers just got his shit took. My daughter's distraught. Like, how could they do that to him, Daddy? I said, I told you, never rely on this. You service the people and allow the people to make sure you get serviced. To make sure that you're appreciated. Never feed the machine. You understand? So as I watch other people talk bullshit and ignorant and not even articulate and have 10,000 in the room, ooh-wee! I said, shit. Maybe I need to do a little dance or something in between the jewels. Because we're in a critical time. Which is why I don't waste y'all's. But again, I will leave y'all with this. It is not who you see on that stage. It is those who you didn't see. And then you Google their stories and see what's going on. Where they're at. What their struggles may be. Right? You see somebody like Drez talking about, man, I'm suing the entire industry. Join me in this suit. And then watch and see how many people join him or not. And that'll let you know where we are as a people. And it'll let you know that we are not too far removed from the sharecropping fields, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Zero control over the quality of our lives. Salute, salute, peace and power. All peace and power to the people that struggle. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you sharing the vids. I appreciate you educating me while I'm making an attempt to educate and find solutions and remain militant.